Hey friends, it's Jenny, and I just wanted to come on and talk to you for a minute regarding a series that I do with my friends quarterly. We were calling it Four Gals, Four Sketches, and we have now changed the name to Sketchy Friends and their Paper Crafting Challenges. So, just because we are all challenged in how much stuff that we have in our space, how much stuff we bring in, and this is a conversation we get online occasionally, and we're able to scrapbook together. And these are conversations that we have via text, via our session meetups, things like that, about what we're bringing into our space, what we're getting rid of in our space, how we're organizing our space. It really is anything that has to do with talking about our hobby and where we're going with it. So last year in July, it was actually three friends, three sketches, and that was with myself, Teresa, Scylla. That was the three of us. So Scylla, Choice Bits of Bliss, Teresa, For the Love of Paper Crafting, and myself, Jenny, at Scrappy Jenny K. Well, we also have another friend, Jenny, that we invited to play along with us, and she's Curly Q, Jenny, or Jenny Curly Q Jenny. I'm never quite sure how that works. So, then we went from three, so then we said it was four, and we said, let's talk about what it is that we're doing here. So quarterly, we each pick out a sketch or a recipe or some such thing, and we share it with each other. So we each have four layouts that we're going to create with the item that we shared with each other. We usually also pick, say, a product focus or a line. We started where we all use the same collection. We did that a couple times. Then we said, how about if you just use this manufacturer? Well, after we did our last round, I had said, can we use 49 in Market? And my reasoning for that is because I love 49 in Market products. I knock on wood, have stopped buying them the way I was, and I was just accumulating, not knowing how to use them. So I said, can we use 49 in Market products? So then it was like, okay, well, what other kind of twist do we want to throw in there? So we could use any 49 in Market paper line that we wanted. We also wanted to do a concentration of rub-ons. So great. I was purchasing 49 in Market rub-ons. Great. That gives me an opportunity to use those as well. Well, then the other thing we thought we'd throw in there was background stamps. We all have background stamps, right? You see the beautiful, beautiful layering and mixed media that folks do with their background stamps. So we said, we know we all have them. We don't all have the same ones, but we do all have them in our inventory. So let's use those as well. I want to show you, and this is just a small, teeny tiny portion of what I have of 49 in Market. As a matter of fact, I only have a few pieces of paper picked here because I do have my background papers picked already. And I have 2.5 iris containers full of just 49 in Market paper. And then I have several like envelope bags full of the different types of embellishments. So I'm just going to show you here what I've pulled out for each one of the sketches, the photo that I've selected, as well as products that I'm going to bring in some way or other to complete my layouts. So this first sketch here is from me. I actually picked this one from Page Maps, and it's two photos, and then there's this fan of papers. And if you can tell here, I'm actually going to bring in some ribbon because I have rickrack ribbon. This looks like it could be, if you wanted it to be another type of ribbon, or it looks like it could be scallops, double-sided scallop, the hearts, the photos. Great sketch for photos that I have. As a matter of fact, these are the photos I'm going to be using. And look at here. I bought this 49 in Market stamp and die set. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use it this time, although I could. The reason I may not use it is because I found a paper that I could use. Maybe I'll add, something. But I do have this. I purposely bought it because there's so many papers that are coming out with this awesome, like starburst type of thing, and then, you know, it's got the different dyes in there as well. So I have this in my inventory. I don't know if I'll be using it in this round or not. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to stress myself about it, but I have this available. I've had it for a while. I bought it some time ago and I have never used it yet, so let's add it into this pile of nonsense that I have for 4 layouts. 4 layouts, people. So here are the 2 photos that I'm going to use for this particular layout, and obviously they are of Quinn. We are going to Disney in December. She is all about being a princess, all about dress up, and I just thought, you know, I'm going to go ahead and document these photos. Like I said, I have a paper already that basically I can use for this. You know, put the photos here. I've got my spray already there. I'm going to find some ribbon and some other textile items to bring in here. I have got laser cuts and ephemera and all kinds of stuff that I'll be able to use. So this was perfect for this particular sketch, photos and paper. So this is layout 1. And like I said, 49 market paper is thick, it's chunky, it's fantastic. So to think that, like I will pick out 3 pieces of paper for each layout. With this, if you pick out 3 pieces of paper, you feel like your stuff's going to weigh a ton. So I do actually have, and I'll show you later as I go through these piles of stuff, I have some 6x8 pads that I'm going to bring in as well. But typically with a 49 market paper, you don't have to like double up. Some of these may be, some may not. I don't know yet. Now this next one is a sketch from my friend Curly Q Scrapper. So that's Jenny Vesco. So hers is where it's got this center block of paper and there's tags and banners and florals. I mean, it's just such a pretty, pretty layout. I'm going to use these 2 photos, I have to cut them down yet, of a time that my son and I and my husband, we had gone to Seattle. Now my husband has been a Seattle Seahawks fan, Washington Huskies fan since he was a little boy. And he has obviously transitioned that to our son George. So we went there for a weekend, and I was just kind of a tag along because they went on a weekend that is, there's a game played called the Apple Cup. The Apple Cup is when the Huskies, the Washington State plays Washington something. I don't know that much about it. If you're watching this and you're a football fan, you're probably like, come on, idiot, it's the Apple Cup. It's 2 Washington schools playing against each other. So they got tickets for that game as well as the Seahawks game the next day. My son had a blast at those games. The people at both of those games were like, hey, little dude. And we're just, you know, father and son moment. It really was nice. What I did, I relaxed at the hotel. I read books. I went for walks. It was a very nice time being in Seattle. I enjoyed it very much. So the background for this layout is, I picked this particular piece of paper. I just love the beautiful colors in it. So this is from the Kaleidoscope collection, and it's called Treasured Teal. I'm using the B side of it for this, and then I will have 6x8 papers that will create all of my tags and banners, and as well as a large piece of paper down the middle. So here's 2 layouts, 2 pieces of paper. Ridiculous. Our next one is from Scylla at Choice Bits of Bliss. And I kind of took this to, here it says, you know, me and you. So I thought, you know what, this would be a nice opportunity to scrapbook a photo of my husband and I. If you notice the top here, there's like these doily, partial doilies up there, this and that. Well, 49 Market also sells, and this is brand new into my space, so you'll see this in another video. They have these stamp and dies that are called, are they called something? Doily edgers. So it's all these doilies that there's dies in there to cut them out. So it's the doily edge. And I thought, Oh yeah, I can get that to make mine that way. So I will be using this one. But, and the rest here, you know, there is, so in the background here, you see this chicken wire. I have a chicken wire background stamp. Perfect, perfect to use. There's all kinds of strips, and there's twine, and there's, looks like buttons. All of these things that are in 49 Market ephemera packs. So I'm good here. I haven't decided which photo I'm going to use yet. This is from our wedding. This is 24 years ago, so it's a little bit of an older photo. I have never scrapbooked my wedding photos. I didn't start scrapbooking until a couple years later. You know, and then you're always, you know, it was scrapbooking a baby or my girls, and now it's it's grandbabies. And so I've never made it a goal to say I have to scrapbook my wedding photos, but if I get one done here and there, that'd be great. Or I may do this photo of us from our daughter's wedding. So our daughter, who has the babies, this is from her wedding. So it's just a nice, it's a black and white photo I have. We were standing outside just chatting, and they got this picture of us. So it's going to be one of these photos. Now, as you can see, there's going to be lots of other papers behind here. There's going to be, like I said, ribbons and this chicken wire and the doily edgers. Here's the paper that I picked. I picked two of them for this particular layout. I picked this because I liked the softness of it, and I thought as I was adding things on top of it, that would be perfect. And that was in mind for this particular photo. And I mean, this would work just as well, but it's more than likely going to be the black and white photo from our daughter's wedding. I also picked this nice dark blue. So these are from Serenity Tranquil, and this is from Serenity. It's the solids pack. So not only was I buying the papers, I was buying the solids to go with them because, you know, I was going to use it so much. That's besides the point. So this is from 2022. I'll go back and look at the other ones to tell you when they're from. Here's the background of that. This, again, I could use this even too. This is very, very pretty if you ask me. For what I'm going to be doing with this particular layout, I could use this as well. And this is just, so it's the solid, so it's got this dark on this side, a lighter on this side. I mean, I could even use this, so it doesn't matter. I was just thinking of maybe, you know, giving this one a little border, and we'll see. We'll see. But that was for Stilla's Choice Bits of Bliss, the sketch she chose, and I just so happen to have the 12 by 12 rub-ons from the Serenity collection. So there's some obviously leaves and butterflies and things of that nature. Here, it'll show you there. So I will use these in some way on there. Let's see, this, I didn't tell you where this was from. Oh yeah, I didn't. Treasured Teal from Kaleidoscope. This is 2024, so not that old. And where was this one? Spectrum Sherbet, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's called Painted Spectrum Sherbet Kaleidoscope 2022. So there's one. There's two. So I gotta find Teresa's, and that should be this last one, right? Where did I put it? I don't know why I have this here. Maybe I need it for one of these. Who knows? So Teresa from For the Love of Paper Crafting, her layout is like this, and she grabbed it from the 49 and Market site. Basically, it's a landscape picture, strip of paper down the middle, and then it's, you know, decorated around the sides and a little bit of spots and things like that. Well, I'm going to document this photo. This was my year in books last year, and I will put it down there for, you know, 2024. So it just is my, you get this from Goodreads. It's just a kind of a how you did in your year of reading. I read 63 books last year, which amounted to 24,048 pages. So I'm going to document that. And I was thinking of using, I liked, oh, that's pretty. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this background and use this as a strip down the middle, and then, you know, to put the photo on here, or that'll be the background and I'll use this as the strip with the photo down here. Not sure. This is pretty. I think I'll do that. This will be the background. So that was number 4. So we've got 4 layouts we're going to do. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Go ahead and get your papers together. And now, embellishments. This is where we get a little bit like, are you losing your flipping mind? So when I was buying the collections, just like I do with other collections, and as if you've been watching me for a little bit, you know that I've scaled back. I'm not buying full collections. I'm buying the papers I like. I'm doing more of a assessment of the collection. If I'm going to use so many pieces of paper, I will buy the collection. If I'm not, then I'll pick the papers that I want. If I want the sticker sheet, things like that. Well, buying these things at a time was when I had to have it all. Excuse me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So on this Spectrum Sherbet, I have these chipboard words. Lots and lots of titles here, right? I am not buying word titles anymore unless they're the foam ones from Simple Stories. These are beautiful. I love them. And I have dies, and I have stamps, and I have lots and lots of stickers. So what I am challenging myself to do, and I've been pretty good so far, is to make my, can give me the I can say, ooh, great, they have a title pack. Let me take a picture of it, and then I can look at the titles that they have in there and then make my own. I don't have to use what's in, I can make awesome, I can make favorite, I can make crazy good. So that's what I'm doing. However, I have these things to use, so I'm going to. So here are the Spectrum Sherbet chipboard words. I have the Spectrum Sherbet chipboard set. Now in the chipboard set, it's just kind of like labels and circles and hearts and nonsense. I don't need this either. Again, I've got dies, I've got stamps, I've got punches. This is not something that I need to buy anymore. However, I have them. I'm going to use them. Here's another. I didn't even realize this until looking through my stuff to see what to use. I have 2 of the Spectrum Sherbet tag sets. Now each one of these, there's 18 tags with strings. I have 36 tags here that I've never used. Never used. I love Simple Stories. They do the tag paper. Love it. Doodlebug also does the tag paper. Love it. All of the companies seem to be, that I buy from, because I'm thinking about Echo Park and Carter Bella and even Bella Boulevard. There's usually, not a whole page of tags, but there are tags in some of their papers. I also have tag dies. How about that? I also have plain tags like in vanilla colored or white or craft or... So those tags can be used, and I can use a baby 6x8 piece of paper to cover them if I want it to look like this. So these are also things that I'm not going to be bringing into my space anymore. If there are packages of tag sets, I don't need them. 6x8s. I have a ridiculous amount, so only 2x2 6x8 pads of paper here. I have others, they're just not based on the collections that I'm using. So this is the Vintage Artistry Serenity. This is the one I'm going to use for the photo of my husband and I, so I thought I would grab this out. $12.50. Nut job. $12.50. There's 20, it doesn't look like there's 28 pieces of paper in here. Maybe I've used some, gave some away, I don't know, but I've got this. I also have the 6x8 Spectrum Sherbet. Now this has 28 sheets as well, and this is way chunkier than this, so I don't know. So this will be great. All those layering options I need to do for every one of these layouts, I have the 6x8 papers to do it, so that's what I'm going to do. Now what did I say our other concentration? Our concentration was rub-ons. Well, here's the Elena rub-ons. Lots of words, and you've got the typography back here, and you've got flowers and leaves. Spectrum Sherbet Strawberry Lemonade. Same thing. We've got butterflies and words with text and geometric designs and dots and words. We also have those for the Viking collection. Words and all of these things. We have this for the Spectrum Sherbet. These are leaves rub-ons. So not only did we have this is the strawberry collection. This is just sherbet and it's leaves. So all kinds of leaves to use here. We've got the Spectrum Sherbet botanical rub-on transfers because, you know, we needed the flowers too. This, I no longer have the where this was from, but I've got these. I've got the Spectrum Sherbet palette rub-on transfer sheets. So this is just, you know, all the little dashes. What the heck do I need this for? Here's Spectrum Sherbet tidal wave rub-on transfers of the words and the butterflies and the geometric and the dots. Oh, and I also have the countryside. This I've got for something else over here. I'm going to use that for a layout. There's just a beautiful piece of paper in there that I want to use. So rub-ons. We said, okay, we're going to concentrate on rub-ons. I think I'm set. I think I'm okay with rub-ons. Rub-ons 6x8s. I have here the postmark postage washi tape from Spectrum Sherbet. So I've got lots and lots of stamps here that I can use. So pretty. So pretty. Have been sitting in an iris case because Spectrum, we don't use Spectrum. We don't use 49 in market because it's challenging. Well, that ends, friends. That's ending. We're not buying any more of it. The last collection I bought was Vicky's, not the last one, it was the Flower Emporium one. And I have used it only once. Russ and Revs, I've used just once, but I have Academia. I've got a couple other ones that I've never, so I'm on a Spectrum Sherbet, 49er Market Freeze. I've got the postage from, these are pretty, it's like leaves and stuff like that. This is Spectrum Sherbet, more washi tape. So what's the difference? Nothing, not a dang thing. I just felt the need to have two of them. Why? I don't know. It's beautiful stuff. No regrets, I haven't. So we can't have any regrets. I've got Spectrum Sherbet Wishing Bubbles. So these are large and small, kind of like enamel dots. Most of that. I have got the Art Options Rouge chipboard element sheet. So here is flowers and butterflies and those tags and things like that. I've got the Art Options Elena ephemera bits. 94 pieces in here. 94 pieces. Yep. I've got the Spectrum Sherbet Strawberry Lemonade ephemera bits. 95 pieces in here. We've got all of that. I love the Viewmaster reels. I've got a die. I love tickets. I've got dies. I've got the Plum Grove ephemera bits. 86 pieces in here. Oh, and there's, let's move this piece of paper out of the way real quick so that you can see. Beautiful pieces. It's just, how do you ever use, so you buy a collection. I think that's where I got the whole, have to have the papers and the solids, because obviously you need it for the amount of ephemera you have. I have got here Strawberry Lemonade acetate leaves and Tidal Wave acetate leaves. So for those textures, for different textures, we've got acetate, we've got paper, we've got stamps, we've got chipboard. So we want all of those layered, features on our layouts. I got it. I have got some film strips, Plum, Sunbeam, I've got here, but I've got more in a drawer behind me. And then I've got Rouge Laser Cut Wildflowers, beautiful 98 floral and butterfly pieces. I've got Plum Grove Laser Wildflowers, 85 florals and butterfly pieces. And then I've got Sherbet Essential Laser Cut Elements. These are fun. They're the different, so you've got, again, tabs and tickets and things like that. These, like, borders and are lots of fun for layering. So I like that. So as I said, this was just a little bit of a chatty chat to say, hey, I'm going to make 4 layouts with my friends. We are calling ourselves, trying to get my screen to come back up, Sketchy Friends, and they're paper crafting challenges. My challenge is 49 and mark it and how much stuff I have. I've got 4 layouts that I'm going to be doing. I've got 4 sketches. I think I've got enough stuff to use. What do you think? I will post my layouts at the end of this month, but I just thought I'd, take you along for the ridiculousness of why I chose 49 and mark it. And yeah, if you could read my mind, I don't know. This is craziness. Thanks for listening to me blather on. I apologize if this is not your cup of tea. But I thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you're struggling with as well? I'd like to know. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe. God bless. And I'll see you in the next run. Take care. Bye.